Alright, BGL Season 5, Week 5. We're already locked for a playoff spot, but, you know, there's always pride to play for, so let's hop in. Right off the bat, kind of feel southeast. Yeah, no front plates. Oh, is that a 9 or a 5? If it's 501, it's Arkansas. 901 I think is Memphis? I think 901 is Memphis. Because I think that was a 9. So Memphis would make sense. We haven't really had an angle at a back plate yet. Dedicated service. Medical center, that doesn't help. Yeah, we can't see a back plate from that angle. But yeah, no front plates. I think this is going to be Memphis. Alright, well, can we narrow it down within... Okay, not necessarily Memphis, but, you know, 901 is at least this area of Tennessee. It could be a suburb, but I'm going to assume Memphis. There's a Walgreens, a CVS. I mean, how can I really narrow this down further? What's the best way to do this? Half the time's about up at this point. What is the best approach here? Is it just like scrolling on the map and hoping that I can find a Walgreens and a CVS? I might do that just for lack of... Let me start by... Okay. Start by putting my marker kind of like in a central part of the whole Memphis area as a hedge. And me being indecisive and not being sure the best way to narrow it down has kind of burned up all the time. So, sure. Okay. So it was the southern part of Memphis. All right. I mean, you know, good start. On a run to. When there are signs like that, oh, what state is that does that? I want to say Kentucky maybe, but let's see. It is kind of mountainous, so this could be like near the Appalachian Mountains. Mountain Falls Road. Mountain Falls, oh, Virginia, that helps. So Mountain Falls, that sounds like a town, then. Well, let me try to find Mountain Falls, Virginia. I'm not seeing Mountain Falls. Oh, I've only got 20 seconds left. I've already scoured the entirety of that part of Virginia. Alright, well, gotta kind of vibe guess this then. Can't find a Mountain Falls, Virginia. It just feels like it'd be further south, like maybe near Roanoke, I guess. I don't think it's gonna be that far north. I really don't. I should probably hedge a little bit west. What in the hell? That was findable. Wow. Damn it, that's disappointing. 3.6 when it said Mountain Falls, Virginia, and it was just a matter of finding the town. When there's such a limited area where it could have been. It just didn't really feel that far north in Virginia to me. I thought it would be further south. But it seems like I wasn't alone in thinking that it was not that far north. But that was a disappointing one. It said the name of the town and everything, and I just didn't know where it was. Alright, on to round 3. California. Why am I looking at area codes as if I know any California area codes aside from San Francisco? I should really just be vibe guessing this one, and immediately my first thought is going to be honestly in the ballpark of San Francisco, either north or south of it. So there's a 137. Oh, there's towns and distances, but they're too small to really make out. 137, and there's a 65. Route. Yeah, 137. Or one. Okay. Let me start by looking for a 65 and a 137. There's a 132. I do want to check like up here. So hold up. What are those numbers again? 65. '65 and 137. All right, time to lock in. '63. 137. 137. Oh, 65. Okay, 65, 137. We're not right here, are we? We could be. It's a big intersection. We're looking east. I don't think this is it. But maybe? Hey, it was. Okay. I was just a little bit confused because I didn't see, there was a restaurant right to our south. There's the building was there, but the name for it wasn't there. And also, it looked like the road, it looked like there'd be something like in the middle of the, geez, words. It looked like there'd be a median in between the roads, but just based on this, but there wasn't. So I was a little bit confused, but whew, 5K, sweet. Good, excellent. Very nice. On around 4. Immediate thought is like Louisiana, maybe Arkansas. Oh, it looks like there's a front plate there. Oh, that's going to throw a wrench in things. Maybe it's like an eastern part of Texas? Unfortunately, we don't have a great angle at the back plate there. Like, I think I've got the general region. I think Arkansas, Louisiana makes a lot of sense. Maybe Mississippi, but... Can we see... It looks like there's no front plate on that truck. Okay, that kind of throws a wrench in things. Maybe I'll just go by the Texas-Louisiana border. Maybe. Just looks like that one car in the distance has a front plate. Water tower... BER, maybe the town name starts with BER, but it's probably a small town. It's probably going to be difficult to find. That's the problem. Unless I can find a town that starts with BER. It's kind of in this area. Burkeville. Honestly, maybe. You know, it seems like a pretty small town. It's right to our southwest. I mean, what are the chances that we're like... around here somewhere? I mean, you know, I don't really have anything better to go off of. So at that point, if I'm region guessing this area anyway, I may as well go for that random town, but... sure. I mean, not bad. I guess would have been better if I didn't see that one car with the front plate. Because, I mean, that's what I was saying at the start, Louisiana, Arkansas, but... I'm not going to complain. Did the town start with the BER? It did. Bernice was the town name. I guess I did kind of guess a little bit far south. I could have gone more like near the border of the 3 states, probably a little bit smarter, but 3.8 is fine on that one. All right, final round. Is that a Tennessee plate? All right, well, hold up. That wouldn't have been my first thought at all. Okay, no front plate. That helps. I think with that shade of blue, I think that's a Tennessee plate. So would this be like Nashville then? Because it doesn't feel like Memphis. Lakewood Drive, that's probably not going to help. Okay, let me see if... Can I see house numbers? Not really. Okay, there's another backplate over there that doesn't look like the same design. I can't really tell what that backplate would be. I mean, at this point, I think Tennessee's my best bet. I think I just have to bank on that being a Tennessee plate, but it's... I'm not 100% convinced. I think I'm just going to go with Nashville, though. Can I see... Okay, can I at least see house numbers? To try to do a little trick to... try to guess within the city. No, we can't see house numbers either. Alright, well, Nashville and pray. Okay, it was near Memphis again. Alright. It didn't look like a Memphis road to me, so that's why I went with a town not called Memphis. But it was indeed Tennessee, so I identified the license plate correctly. Alright, how'd I do compared to the rest of the league? 21.1, that's a little bit better than I was expecting. How does that compare to everyone else? Wow. I'm in 3rd place right now. Alright, 21 of us have played so far. Alright, let's break these down. First one, Memphis. We had Memphis twice. So it seemed like, you know, a good chunk of us We're able to get the Memphis thing. There were no 5Ks, were there? Yeah, no. But yeah, it seems like a relatively 50-50 split on people who got Memphis and people who didn't. But round 2, all right. So we had one guest that was actually close to the town of Mountain Falls. Everybody else was guessing further south, which kind of makes sense. Sometimes I complain about, oh, we don't get enough DMV rounds. It's rigged against me. This one doesn't count. I will not acknowledge this as a DMV round. Round 3, California. How many 5Ks were there? I'm a little bit surprised that this many of us were able to find the intersection. Like, I know obviously it said, 65 and 137, but this many of us finding it is what surprises me a bit. But yeah, good work, everyone. Round 4. I was one of the closer guesses here. Oh, man, imagine if that one car didn't have a front plate. I mean, okay, I can't really complain that much because at the end of the day, I had a good guess. But if I didn't see that one car with the front plate, I would have gone, like, probably near the Arkansas-Louisiana border, and I probably would have scrolled in and tried to find a town that started with BER. So I very well might have found the exact town. And round 5, the Memphis area again. That was KP who 5K'd it. That's funny. We had a 5K, and then no one else was really that close. How many people went Nashville with me? Yeah, there were 5 of us in Nashville, and everyone else was kind of scattered around. All right, and here's where things currently stand on the week. Obviously, a lot of people haven't played yet. I always do this on Saturday, so there's still a full day. But last week, I didn't realize this until looking at it right now. We are the 7th highest scorer and still won. Wow. Where do we rank in, like, total points on the season? I have to fix this again. Wow, yeah, I didn't realize this. Through the first 4 weeks out of 5, so, the season's basically over. We're in 3rd place with, the 5th most points were. Colorado has more points than us. They're in last place in the West. Wow. Cool. All right, so what's actually on the line here? Green Bay's clinched, Wisconsin's clinched, we're clinched. It seems like Minnesota versus Sacramento, because Minnesota plays Sacramento this week. I guess that's for a playoff spot then. What's the Minnesota-Sacramento matchup looking like right now? One person has played. Well, guess we'll find out next week. What are the individual leaders looking like? Where do I rank in terms of average? I feel like I've stepped it up. Yeah, I've stepped it up the past 2 weeks. So I am 14th right now in terms of average on the season. All right, well, see y'all next week for playoffs.